Hi everybody, it's me, Teacher Evan. I'm hiding here behind this button. Isn't this a nice button? It says I love Taiwan, and it's true. I do. I found that when I was organizing. Today, for science, we're going to talk about, we're going to skip a planet. We learned about Mercury and Venus. And we're going to skip Earth. We already know a lot about Earth, and we can talk about it a little more another day maybe, but we're going to skip Earth and go to the fourth planet today, which is Mars. Now, Mars is a pretty cool planet. I'm sure you know a lot of things about it already. But for my activity today, I'm going to ask you to do something a little different, okay? But let's learn about Mars first. Here we go. Mars.
Mars is the fourth planet from the Sun. Mars is a rocky planet with dry, dusty land. The surface of Mars looks like a desert with deep canyons and tall volcanoes. Mars has ice at its poles.
So the poles, remember, are the top and the bottom of a planet where it spins on its axis, that invisible line that goes through the middle where it rotates around. The top and the bottom is the pole. The Earth has a North Pole and a South Pole, and all the other planets do too. So at its poles, that's where it's coldest because they see the least amount of sun. Okay. Mars has some ice. Scientists think they've sent ships there and they use special telescopes to figure it out. And so they think that there is water on Mars, but it's, too cold. And Mars is, since it's further from the sun, it's colder, right? So we can't live there yet. But people think someday, maybe in the not too distant future, humans might be able to live there, but we would need some special types of things. Okay, we're going to talk about that a little more as we go. So be thinking about that.
And Mars' crust is made of rock and dirt. Iron in the dirt gives the planet a red color. Below the crust is a mantle of rock. Inside the mantle is a core. Scientists believe the core is solid iron.
Interesting. So this picture probably looks familiar because Mercury and Venus and Earth and Mars all have kind of the same, they're kind of the same. They're made of rock. They're made of iron and some other elements, some other types of rock. Now I wonder, it says scientists believe the core is solid iron. I'm wondering if it's not melted because maybe it's colder. I don't know. I know that inside Mercury and Venus and Earth, the core is melted rock because it's so hot. But it sounds like on Mars, the core is just more solid rock because it's further away and it's colder, I think.
How Mars moves. Mars revolves around the Sun more slowly than Earth. It takes Mars 687 Earth days to travel around the Sun once. It takes Mars 24 hours and 37 minutes to rotate once.
That's pretty cool. So Mars, because it's further and it has a longer orbit around the sun. Okay, it takes 687 Earth days for 1 year on Mars. Okay, so it's about 2 years on Earth is the same amount of time as it takes Mars to go around the sun once. So about twice as long. But it rotates on its axis in 24 hours and 37 minutes. That's almost the same. How long does it take Earth? 24 hours, right? 1 day and night. Okay. So a day on Mars and a day on Earth are almost exactly the same amount of time, which is pretty cool. That might help when humans go to live there someday. A day and a night will be about the same time, which would be good.
Special Mars features. The biggest volcano and canyon are on Mars. Olympus Mons is a volcano 16 miles, 24 kilometers, tall. Valles Marineris is a deep canyon that is 1,800 miles, 3,000 kilometers, long.
So Mars, just like the Earth, has mountains and valleys, volcanoes, high points, and valleys, makes a V, which are low points because it's made of rock, and it's had over the years, it's had asteroids crash into it and other ways that the planet has changed. Okay, now here we get to the main thing we're going to talk about today, visiting
Mars.
A trip to Mars from Earth takes about 6 months. Spacecraft have visited Mars more times than any other planet. Scientists on Earth control rovers on Mars. In 2018, scientists found liquid water there.
So this little machine here, this little robot, is called the Mars Curiosity rover. And it launched in a spaceship from Earth. And then this little thing broke off from the spaceship and flew down to the surface. And scientists, astronauts back on Earth, they control it with like a remote control, like a little car. Okay, and it drives around and it looks for things, interesting things on Mars, like rocks or other chemicals or elements or water or maybe even life. I don't think scientists have found any life on Mars yet. Maybe they will find something that's alive if they keep searching. So he's pretty cool. This little robot is cool, and then he sends the messages back to Earth through the satellites, kind of like a, internet message kind of thing. Okay, so people have not gone to Mars yet, but I think it sounds like astronauts and scientists are working to make that happen. It says it takes about 6 months to get to Mars. Okay, now here's what we're going to do. I want you to think. I'm going to ask you to be a little creative. In order for humans to live on Mars, we would have to design some special suits, space suits, and maybe homes and different things we could do to live there because it's very cold. The soil is very toxic. It has chemicals in it that wouldn't be good for us to touch or breathe. And so we're going to look at this. It says your activity is to design a special space suit. People who live on Mars will wear it. The suit needs to provide air. There is no air on Mars. Okay, humans, we breathe oxygen on Earth, right? But on Mars, there's not oxygen. Okay, so your suit needs to have somehow a way for us to breathe oxygen or air. Okay, the suit needs to protect against the cold. Mars is very, very cold. Okay, so because it's further from the sun and because there's no atmosphere or very little atmosphere, it's very, very cold. So your suit needs to keep people warm as well. Your spacesuit also needs to keep people from touching the soil. The soil on Mars is very dangerous. It has, like I said, it's toxic. It has like chemicals in it that would be harmful for humans to touch. Okay, so it says draw your own space suit and make labels for each special part of the suit. Explain your drawing to an adult or classmate. So this is what you're going to do. You're going to need a piece of paper. You are going to draw a space suit, and you need to write. Also, you can either write labels on your picture, or you could write like a story or a paragraph underneath explaining your suit. Okay, so let me show you. I'll pull up my camera and I'll show you what I want you to do. Okay, so you're going to need a piece of paper and a pencil and maybe some colored pencils if you would like, or crayons. And you're going to draw a picture of your spacesuit here kind of in the middle. Now, I'm not going to draw, but I'm going to show you. You can draw it in the middle, okay? And then you can put labels to explain. A label is when you point to something and then you write some words to say what it is. Okay, and you have something down here and you write some words to say what it is. Or, if you would like, you can, if I can get this thing to focus, you can write at the bottom some sentences describing your suit and how it protects people and how it allows people to live on Mars. Okay, I'm going to put some words here that you might want to include. You could include words like helmet, oxygen. Boots. Ooh, here's a good one. Protect. Remember, your spacesuit has to protect you not only from the cold, but also from the soil. Okay, let's see. Helmet. Oh, maybe some gloves. Maybe on the helmet there's like it's called a shield, a face shield or a mask that protects. Okay. These are just some ideas and to maybe help you with the spelling, okay? Maybe this will help get you thinking about your space suit. Here's the word space suit. So at the bottom you could write like, my space suit will allow humans to live on Mars because, and you could explain the special things that it does, okay? Maybe you can color. You know, usually on spacesuits there's a flag of the country that that astronaut is from. Maybe. I don't know. That's supposed to be a little sun. Maybe the astronaut will be from Taiwan. Don't know. Another thing that astronauts need to do is communicate. There's usually like some sort of walkie-talkie or radio that they can communicate. Here's the words radio and communicate. Communicate means talk. Communicate. Okay. So just some ideas. I want you to draw your astronaut here. Okay. Give him a nice spacesuit that's going to protect him or her. Use some of these words to describe what your spacesuit does. And I cannot wait to see how you, as a scientist and a reader and a learner and an artist, are going to help people to live on Mars someday. Maybe, just maybe, somebody can use some of your ideas for a spacesuit when they send the first astronauts to go live on Mars. I hope so.